I've been asked recently, how did I get started in photography slash how do you get started in general in photography or, videography in this media field at all? To be honest, it's not as easy as it seems. It's straight up, it's tough. You have to know people. So I'm here to give you some tips, basically kind of give you some of my advice on what I did to get started in the industry, and hopefully this will help you out as well. So here we go, follow along. I think these will be very, very helpful. The first thing you would always hear me say is to assist. Ask for help. My first tip will be basically ask to help. Become an assistant, and that's what happened for me. I basically asked my teacher, my photography teacher in college, hey, can I, assist you a little bit, and my video teacher to basically just get real practical experience, because there's only so much you can learn from a book. So I asked to help, because that's the best way you can learn is hands-on. So I did a couple jobs here and there. I maybe skipped class once or twice to go do them, but obviously the teacher understood, and once again, you learn more outside the classroom. Assist. It sucks because, sometimes you won't get paid at first, or you're just doing stuff for free, but later on you can become that paid assistant, and then obviously you can go into your own, your own forte, your own business. Just make sure you ask. Please just ask to shoot. Yes, it's free. It doesn't matter. It is for good later on. Plus, you learn real world stuff. What this light means, what that reflector does, all that kind of stuff. It's really, really going to help you out. You're probably thinking, well, that's great and good, assist, but how does that help you, get your name out there or anything like that? Well, it all comes down to you have to start building a portfolio. You have to start getting your work. I stress this a lot. It's like a beaten horse here. You really have to get a website. You have to get business cards so that way your work can be seen. Get off of like a Flickr or a Facebook. It just looks so much more professional. I've already been told before, hey, we've looked into a couple photographers. They had these Flickr pages or whatever, but you had a website. We definitely want to go with you. It looks way more professional. So get a website, even if it's a free wordpress.com/me photography. It just looks so much better than flickr.com/joey1492. Sorry if I called you out there. Also, just promote yourself as well. Get on social media. Social media is key now these days. You're watching this as social media. So get on social media and get your name out there. Interact. Join a ton of forums. I can't tell you how many Facebook groups I'm in. And it's pretty cool because people come to you for advice. If you have at least an informative, and helpful way of responding to people, they'll come to you for advice. Instead of just saying, well, that camera's shit. Tell them why it's shit. Tell them why it's not suitable for them. Really get to know people. So you really have to start promoting yourself. This is how you're going to get your name out there and your job started. Linking back to the portfolio, what you do in this portfolio is you shoot for your friends. You shoot for your family. Shoot for free at first. It's fine. Everyone's like, oh, I want to make $3,000 a shoot. Well, that's tough for a lot of people nowadays anyway. It's tough for me. I might get $1,000, $1,200 for a wedding, which is fantastic, but sometimes you get talked down to less. But it's great. You do stuff for free when you first start out so you could build that portfolio, so you could build that website. It's not a bad thing to do because these people, these friends, these people you're doing this for, they're going to post their pictures on Facebook and everything like that. And from personal experience, family, I've gotten a couple jobs just out of doing a quick shoot with my, my cousins, my nephews, kids, and all that kind of stuff. It's fantastic. Your name gets out there. It's called WOM. This type of marketing is called WOM, word of mouth. Remember it. It's the most important, and it's free. It's free. Referrals are the one biggest thing that you're going to really have to get in this industry. And, you start to build up a reputation. Hey, Eric Rossi. Hey, Eric Rossi. Hey, Eric Rossi. Or you. People are going to start to know your name if you keep shooting, you keep producing quality work, just as long as you can show it to them. Another thing I have to say is obviously you have to hone your craft. You're going to have to know what the heck you're doing with the camera. You're going to have to understand lighting situations. You're going to have to know how to think on your feet. Be creative. But you really have to keep up to date on, the new tech stuff, maybe some of the terms. You really have to understand what you're doing. Basically become a mini expert with your camera. Know it inside out. Know how it functions and know what the heck you have to do if something goes wrong. So really understand your settings, understand everything before you fully jump in and say, oh, I want to get my first gig. Take a step back. Not all of this is going to come, rushing in at first because, to the next point, you don't necessarily have the clientele yet. I'll post the video I did like right here or wherever the framing is, and it'll basically show you what to expect when you go to meet a client, assuming you do get one. And I'm sure you'll meet with a client, or you'll get a call because you did that favor for their friend or something like that. Your name got to them. So really, you really just have to know what to expect when you get that first client. This really should help you out. And it's great when you get that client, be excited, but it's that whole list beforehand. Prepare, just be ready, have all your stuff ready, know what you're doing, look professional, dress right. Everything really comes down to you getting that first job with that client. And don't feel terrible if you actually lose that job. It's not a bad thing. If you know what, hey, it's a learning experience. You went for that meeting, that interview with the client. Now you kind of know what to expect. So next time you can straighten up a little bit, go in there with some more swag or something like that. Not really, but just so that way you're a little more confident going in next time, saying, hey, I'm Eric. You know what to do now. So it's great. So, throughout this whole thing, you're preparing, it's just getting ready. You just go out there and do it. Ask, do it, build it. It really all comes together in the end. When you sit down with that client, they're like, this guy's professional. He looks great. His work looks great. Why not hire him? Why not? You will look so much more professional than others if you just try a lot of these things. Two other big things. Also, a lot of people get discouraged when someone asks for a price and they go, I don't know. Know your pricing. I do a lot of flat rate stuff, and I ask the client what they want. Do you want me for a half day, 4 hours, 8 hours? Because it really does vary. So I know if, I'm not going to give a specific price, but I know for, say, example, for an 8-hour wedding, 8 to 10 hour wedding, and they only want a CD, as an example, $1,200, and you get X, Y, and Z with X, Y, Z. And just in the last video I did too about, how to deliver, overdo it. I usually say, I'll throw in a free print for you. I'll throw 2 or 3 prints in for them, and I'll make them a slideshow if they paid that much, or if they really, why not? Over deliver. This is how you get a job in photography, in videography, in this field. It's really, really important it's all about reputation, okay? So just do it, assist, go through the steps. Ask, hey, can I help? Yes. Yeah, sure, why not? Yes, it sucks, it's free at first, but too bad. You're gonna get the experience, and it's so much better than looking at a textbook and being like, I don't know what this means. Well, now you know what it means. You know what this light's doing. You know what that reflector's doing. These are the tips that I have for you, but I have some things you have to keep in mind. I just have the quick notes, but keep these in mind. You're going to have to learn how, because this is a self-run business, you're going to have to learn how to keep your own books, to track your money. You're going to have to learn how to calculate taxes, or you get someone to do that for you. You're going to have to provide for your own medical benefits, your own pension, your own retirement. It's really about, I'm getting a little in depth here, but just to, kind of remember, you have to learn how to manage your time. You have to get to a job early. You have to, just really understand, I have to meet this client at this time, be organized. I have a calendar over here where it's just filled with stuff. I write in Sharpies and I star and use highlighters. So that way it's easier for me. And then you're going to really have to learn to promote and market yourself. And that goes back to, word of mouth, being with people, getting your name out there. So to end it off, basically to regurgitate everything down to one little thing, basically just become a photography assistant, videography assistant. If you're doing video, you become a production assistant, you do all the lugging around, the helping out and everything, not necessarily shooting, but some people might get you to shoot. In regards to photography, you might be able to bring your camera and get some photos. Another thing, it comes down to, shoot for free at first, build up the portfolio, develop relationship, get those referrals, and word of mouth marketing. It's free and it's great, and your name gets out there. Then you learn to start to promote yourself, getting that website, working maybe on that logo, or, starting your own business card. Business cards are really key. So that way it's a quick thing. Boom. Here you go. Oh, what did I find? Eric Rossi's card. It's great. You should always have one. It has your information right there, and everyone carries a wallet if they're a guy, person if they're a girl. Hone your craft, know what you're doing. And one thing I would say is have a backup plan. This isn't going to start out great for you. As I said about clientele, it's not steady right away. So get a side job as well, before you fully jump into this. If you follow all these things, I'm sure you'll get started with something. Just ask. That's one of the biggest things you can do. Hey, can I help? Yes. Boom, you're started. So let me know down below. I want to know how maybe these tips have helped you, or that they're going to help you. You know, let me know what you guys feel down below, or please tell me stories saying, hey, I was afraid to do this, but then all of a sudden I went and asked my teacher and he said, yeah, come along. It's great. Highly recommend it. So assist and things will start coming your way as long as you put yourself out there. Eric Rossi, the guy with the eye, telling you how I got started, how basically this got started, how you get started in photography or videography or any kind of freelance field like that. Put yourself out there. Good things will come. Have a good one.